Cherry was a Kitsune, and that's a magical fox spirit. He lived in a forest filled with cherry blossom trees. Cherry loved to explore. He was curious about everything. One day, Cherry was playing by a waterfall. He saw a glowing butterfly. It was unlike any he'd seen before. The butterfly led him deep into the forest. Cherry followed, his tail bushy with excitement. What adventure awaited? He was about to find out. The forest grew darker. The air hummed with magic. Cherry felt a presence. Someone was watching him. Suddenly, an old owl hooted. He told Cherry about the Orb of Destiny. It was a powerful artifact. Legend said it could grant wishes, but the orb was lost, stolen by the evil Tengu King. Cherry knew he had to find it. The fate of the forest depended on him. Cherry's journey wouldn't be easy. He needed help, so he sought out his friend, Taro. He was a brave tanuki, a raccoon dog spirit. Taro was strong and loyal. He agreed to help Cherry find the orb. Together they set off into the unknown. Their quest would take them across mountains and rivers. Danger lurked around every corner, but Cherry and Taro were determined. Cherry and Taro arrived at a misty cave. The air was thick with fog, and the entrance loomed before them like the mouth of a great beast. They'd heard tales of this place, whispered in hushed tones by the villagers. It was said that those who ventured inside rarely returned, but those who did spoke of unimaginable riches. Legend said it was filled with treasures. Gold coins, sparkling jewels, and ancient artifacts lay hidden within its depths, waiting to be discovered by the brave or the foolish. Cherry and Taro were determined to find these treasures, not just for the wealth, but for the adventure and the glory that came with it. But it was also guarded by a fearsome creature. Stories told of a guardian so terrifying that even the bravest warriors would tremble at the mere mention of its name. This creature was said to be the protector of the cave's secrets, ensuring that only the worthy could claim its treasures. A giant spider with eyes like rubies blocked their path. Its massive body cast a shadow over the cave floor, and its many legs moved with a deadly grace. The spider's eyes glowed with an eerie light, reflecting the determination in Cherry and Taro's eyes. It hissed, its 8 legs ready to attack. Cherry used his magic. He had trained for years, honing his skills in the arcane arts, and now he would put them to the test. With a wave of his hand, he summoned his power, drawing on the energy of the cave itself. He created illusions of even bigger spiders. These illusions were so lifelike that even Taro, who knew of Cherry's abilities, was momentarily fooled. The giant spider, seeing these new threats, hesitated. It could not tell which spiders were real and which were mere phantoms. The giant spider was confused. It skittered back and forth, trying to decide which way to turn. Cherry and Taro took advantage of the creature's confusion, moving quickly and quietly past it. They knew that their journey was far from over, but this small victory gave them hope. It backed down, allowing Cherry and Taro to pass. The spider, realizing that it had been outwitted, retreated into the shadows, its eyes still glowing with a malevolent light. Cherry and Taro pressed on, their hearts pounding with excitement and fear. They had overcome the first challenge, but they knew that many more awaited them in the depths of the Cave of Wonders. With each step, they grew more determined, ready to face whatever dangers lay ahead. The treasures of the cave were within their reach, and they would not be deterred. Section 5. The River Spirit's Challenge. In the heart of the enchanted forest, Cherry and Taro embarked on their most daunting trial yet. Next, they reached a raging river. The water roared and churned, its powerful currents crashing against the rocks with a deafening sound. The current was too strong to cross. Suddenly a voice boomed from the depths of the river, echoing through the valley. It was the River Spirit. A majestic and ethereal being, shimmering with the essence of the river itself, emerged from the water. He challenged Cherry and Taro to a riddle contest. His voice was both commanding and ancient, filled with the wisdom of ages. If they won, he would help them cross. The stakes were high and the air was thick with tension. If they lost, they would be trapped forever. The thought of being eternally bound to the river's will sent shivers down their spines. Cherry and Taro put their heads together. They knew that only by working as a team could they hope to overcome this challenge. They solved riddle after riddle, each one more perplexing than the last, testing their wit and resolve. Finally, the River Spirit was impressed. His eyes, once stern and unyielding, softened with admiration for their cleverness and determination. He calmed the river, allowing them to pass. The once tumultuous waters now flowed gently, parting to reveal a safe passage across. Cherry and Taro stepped onto the riverbank, their hearts pounding with relief and triumph. They had faced the river spirit's challenge and emerged victorious. The river spirit nodded approvingly, his form shimmering with a mystical aura. "You have proven yourselves worthy," he declared, his voice resonating with pride. Cherry and Taro bowed respectfully, expressing their gratitude. "Thank you, river spirit," Cherry said, his voice filled with sincerity. "We couldn't have done it without your guidance." The river spirit smiled, a benevolent expression on his face. "Remember, young adventurers," he said, "true strength lies not in power but in wisdom and unity." With those words echoing in their minds, Cherry and Taro continued their journey. They felt a renewed sense of purpose, knowing that they had the strength to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The enchanted forest seemed to welcome them, its magical atmosphere shimmering with newfound light. Every step they took was filled with hope and determination. Hand in hand, Cherry and Taro walked forward, their bond stronger than ever. They knew that as long as they stood together, no obstacle was insurmountable. And as they ventured deeper into the forest, the river spirit watched over them, a silent guardian ensuring their path remained clear and true. Their journey was far from over, but with each challenge they overcame, they grew more confident and hopeful. The river spirit's challenge had been a turning point, a testament to their resilience and unity. As they looked towards the distant horizon, Cherry and Taro knew that their adventure was just beginning. The future was bright, and together they were ready to face whatever came their way. Section 6. The Wise Old Panda. Deep in the mountains, they met a wise old panda. He was a master of martial arts. The panda could sense their determination. He agreed to train Cherry and Taro. He taught them how to fight. He showed them the importance of courage and focus. Cherry and Taro trained hard. They learned to use their strengths. The panda's wisdom would be vital for their final showdown. Finally, they reached the Tengu King's fortress. It was a menacing castle in the sky. The Tengu King was a powerful sorcerer. He controlled the wind and the storms. He sent his Tengu warriors after Cherry and Taro. They fought bravely, using their newfound skills, but the Tengu were relentless. Just when hope seemed lost, Cherry remembered the panda's words. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Cherry knew he couldn't do this alone. He needed Taro's help. Together they combined their unique powers. Cherry created a clever diversion with his illusions. Taro, empowered by Cherry's courage and magic, fought his way to the Tengu King. He used his immense strength to knock the orb out of the king's grasp. The Tengu King roared in uncontrollable anger, but it was too late. Cherry had already secured the orb. The Orb of Destiny pulsed with power. It was warm and comforting in Cherry's paws. The Tengu King, defeated and weak, vanished into the shadows. Cherry and Taro had done it. They had faced their fears and saved the forest. They returned to the cherry blossom forest, greeted as heroes. But Cherry knew the true treasure wasn't the orb. It was the journey and the friends he made along the way. Cherry placed the orb in a safe place. The forest had always been his home, a place of wonder and magic. He knew every tree, every stream, and every hidden path. The orb was not just a powerful artifact, it was a symbol of the forest's heart and soul. Cherry had been entrusted with its protection, a responsibility he took very seriously. It would be used to protect the forest, not for selfish wishes. The orb's magic was ancient and pure, meant to shield the forest from any harm. Cherry understood that its power was not to be taken lightly. He had seen what happened when magic was misused, and he vowed to never let that happen to his beloved home. He had learned that true courage wasn't about being fearless. In his many adventures, Cherry had faced numerous dangers. He had encountered dark creatures and treacherous terrains. Each challenge had taught him something new about himself and the world around him. Courage, he realized, was about standing up in the face of fear, not the absence of it. It was about facing your fears and helping others. Cherry had always been a kind soul, but his experiences had deepened his empathy. He knew that the forest's creatures looked up to him, and he wanted to be a beacon of hope and strength for them. Whether it was a frightened rabbit or a lost fawn, Cherry was always there to lend a helping hand. Cherry continued to explore the forest. Every day brought new discoveries and new challenges. He loved the thrill of uncovering hidden secrets and the joy of making new friends. The forest was vast and full of mysteries, and Cherry was determined to explore every inch of it. He was no longer just a curious Kitsune. His journey had transformed him in ways he never imagined. He'd grown stronger, wiser, and more confident. The forest had shaped him into a guardian, a protector of all that was good and magical. He was Cherry the Brave, a true hero of the forest. The animals of the forest revered him, and he wore their admiration with pride. He knew that his courage and determination had earned him this title, and he was committed to living up to it every day. And he knew with courage and friendship, any challenge could be overcome. Cherry had learned that he didn't have to face his battles alone. He had friends who stood by his side, ready to support him in times of need. Together they formed a bond that was unbreakable, a force that could withstand any adversity. With his friends and his courage, Cherry felt ready to face whatever the future held.